Open Mic Production presents The Nosebleed Section with Zach Roach and Adewale.
Welcome to the Nosebleed Section, sponsored by OpenMicProduction.net. I'm Zach Roach.
I'm Adewale.
We got a huge show for you today. Shout out to the #1 producer, Mr. Kevin Winston. We talking Bears, NFL preview and review. Also, NBA is coming up. We're going to give you our picks on the NBA. And also, the Cubs and the Nationals are going to Game 5 back to Washington. We'll give you our predictions for that. But we're going to go what happened on Monday night. The Chicago Bears played the Minnesota Vikings at home. What was your thoughts on it?
Hey, I know everyone wants to talk about Mitchell, Mr. Biscuit, Trubisky, but I'm going to start off with the Bears defense, who played great in the first half against the Vikings. The Minnesota Vikings did not get their first down until their fourth possession in the second quarter. Now, John Timu stepped in big for Dane Trubisky.
Huge.
He had a big tackle for loss, 5-yard loss on the Vikings on a wide receiver screen, which led to a Leonard Floyd sack, which was a safety, to put the Bears up 2-0. Now, Akeem Hicks, he finally bounced back, got out of a little slump he was in. He played like he did against the Atlanta Falcons. He had 2 sacks in the game. They ended up having to double team him for most of the game. But let's talk about the Bears offense, who blew several opportunities. Okay? Mitchell Trubisky's first drive was smooth. They got to the Vikings 36-yard line, threw a nice 25-yard pass to Trey McBride to the Vikings 10-yard line, but it was called back for a holding penalty. On the Bears' second possession, the Bears have the ball on the Vikings 45-yard line. And so it's 3rd and 12, 11-yard pass to Zach Miller. It's 4th and 1. Fox decides to go for it on 4th and 1.
Or did he? Or didn't he?
He was trying to go for it, but he called a timeout to talk it over. He comes back, and then we get a delayed game penalty and ended up having to punt. That was a bizarre sequence of events right there.
He didn't know what he wanted. He called a timeout and still couldn't figure out what he wanted to do.
Right, very indecisive right there. And so another possession by the Bears. The Bears have the ball on the Vikings 42-yard line. Jordan Howard runs down the sideline, 42-yard touchdown. Everyone's getting excited. The Bears are up 9-0, but call it back holding.
Awful call on Marcus Wheaton right there. Awful call right there.
Right, that was a soft call.
Yes.
I don't know what the refs are doing.
This is the NFL, okay? This is the NFL. That was a terrible call right there.
I believe that was the play of the game right there. They took a lot of momentum from the Bears right there.
Crowd was going crazy. Looks like we was into it, and that was a bad call.
And right before the first half was over with, Everson Griffin, Pro Bowl defensive end.
Big time player.
Strip sack on Mitchell Trubisky. He had no chance. He got there quick. But the Bears defense held him. They only held the Vikings to a field goal. The Bears was up 3-2 at halftime. But at halftime, the Sam Bradford came in. He was out. He put him on the bench because his knee was hurt.
He was definitely hurt that game.
Yeah.
See, he shouldn't have been playing in that game.
Yeah, he seemed like he just wanted to fall in the grass and not get hit.
He was done.
Yeah, so they bring in Case Keenum. He right away, 7-minute drive, touchdown to tight end Randolph, put the Vikings up 10-2. Also on that drive, John Timu hurt his ankle. He was out for the game. That was a big blow for the Bears. However, the Bears drive down the field, but we get stopped on 3rd down. We're about to punt the ball, but here comes the trickeration. Touchdown from Pat O'Donnell to Benny Cunningham. Touchdown, Bears 10-9. Vikings still have the lead.
You ain't got no offense. You got to resort to things like that.
They had to do something. But the Vikings come back down. They take advantage of the John Timu injury because Timu was calling all the calls for the Bears at middle linebacker.
Absolutely.
That led to a 58-yard touchdown by McKinnon to put the Vikings up 17-9. But here comes Mitch Trubisky's first touchdown drive. He scrambles right from the 20-yard line, throws a touchdown to Zach Miller after Sendejo tipped the ball right to the arms of Zach Miller.
Yeah.
All right.
A little luck right there.
A little luck, but
I will take it.
You're right.
Bears will take it.
You're right. Hey, we got 6 points.
Hey, that's all that matters.
That led to the greatest 2-point conversion I've ever seen in my life.
That is the greatest I've never seen that 2-point conversion ever. Go ahead and run through that play for everybody.
Yeah, so Mitch Trubisky hands the ball off to Jordan Howard. He runs, he reverses to Zach Miller. Then Zach Miller tosses it back to Mitch for the 2-point conversion.
That was incredible. That was one of the best plays I've ever seen right there.
Yeah, and that gave the Bears a lot of momentum. The defense clamped down on the Vikings. A great diving tip by the rookie Eddie Jackson.
Yes.
Also, McPhee had a nice hit on Case Keenum at the end of the fourth quarter. Mitchell Trubisky got the ball with 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the game. He scrambles right, and he's looking for a window to pass to Zach Miller. He should have threw the ball out of bounds. There was no passing window for him. He throws the pick to Harrison Smith. Game over.
Game over. Absolutely. I thought the Bears played tough. I think one thing that Mitch, I don't know if it was Mitch, they play with a lot of energy. It seemed they really were fired up. They played as best as they could. They gave it their all, so I give them credit for that. You broke down all the Bears' defense and everything. So the big story of the game, though, let's just be honest about the situation. Whether the Bears won or lost the game, was the Mitch. What is your first impression of Mitch after seeing him play for one game? Very small sample size for one game. What's your thoughts?
Well, that was his first game of his career in the NFL against a top 5 defense in the NFL.
Yes.
He didn't get any help from his teammates with the penalties,
drop passes,
and the drop passes and things like that. But he played well. He made one bonehead play at the end when he was scrambling right and threw it towards the middle of the field for the interception. Should have threw it out of bounds. That's the only real mistake I've seen him throw. He had one inaccurate pass earlier in the first half, but other than that, he played solid. You know, Deshaun Watson didn't play that great in his first game.
Yes.
I'm sure Mitch right now is looking at the tape to see his mistakes so he don't repeat it.
Absolutely. I think what I want to see going into that game, I want to see some hope. Hope, and I got hope now.
Yes.
Because he's very good. He's very accurate, number one. He's an athlete, number 2. He can run around in the pocket. He's got a great pocket presence about him. So I feel like as time goes on, as the more he plays, he will get better. So from one game on, we talked about it. Anything he need to improve on going into the next game?
Just throw the ball. I want to see him throw the ball away when there's no passing windows. Just throw it away. Don't force anything. You can always, that was first down. You have another down, or sometimes just punt the ball rather than give it to the other team.
Well, it seems like defense is the key word of the day, because the Bears go to Baltimore,
right,
and they play another strong defense.
Right.
Baltimore, led by Terrell Suggs and company. Terrell Suggs has been playing for 40 years, I feel like, and he's still dominating. What are the Bears' chances against the Ravens?
Well, they do have a chance. The Ravens, like you said, they have a great defense. They are number 2 in the NFL in takeaways, all right? But their offense is horrible. They have the 28th ranked offense in the NFL. So the Bears' defense have to shut them down. Don't let Flacco do anything to you, all right? And Mitch, just take care of the ball. Try to get some lanes open. Le'Veon Bell did get 144 yards against the Ravens. Jordan Howard, and we need Chicken Salad to snap out a little rookie slump.
Chicken Salad, he's dancing too much sometimes. He needs to just get the ball and go. He's dancing too much sometimes.
He's doing too much east-west.
Yes.
Let's do this north-south thing and get some yards.
Yes.
So they have a chance. They have a chance to do it, but I just don't trust the Bears' kicking game. I don't trust Connor Barth. The Bears, they get too many penalties, drop passes, turnovers, and things like that. And so that's why I'm going to go with Baltimore 16-10.
What is your key matchup in this game?
Key matchup in the game, I'm just looking at I'm going to go ahead with Mitch Trubisky in the pass game when there's against their secondary and in obvious passing situations. Can he get away from Terrell Suggs, who leads their team with 4 sacks this season, and just make plays with his legs, hit the open guys, Zach Miller, Deion Sims, Kendall Wright, he's starting to come through, starting to look reliable. And so the Bears pass game versus that Ravens secondary.
Absolutely. I go back to the passing game. We got to be able to run the ball. But like I said, it's always the offensive line and Jordan Howard. Jordan Howard has to have a big game for the Bears to have a chance. Because if it comes down to Mitch having to pass this to win the game, I know Mitch is the future, but he's not ready to do that. I don't know if he's ready to do that yet. Also, I feel like we got to get Chicken Salads we talked about. We got to get Tariq Cohen involved. He's got to get going. And you said Kendall Wright. Hopefully he can keep, he was solid, but we need somebody, a receiver, to step up.
Marcus Wheaton, please, where you at?
Somebody step up. If you're a Bears receiver, you want to make you some money. It is time now.
Right.
You can make some money. Step up to the plate, because right now there's no one who's stepping their game up right now, and someone has to step up at the receiver.
Make a play.
But I got Baltimore 13-10. I think it's going to be a very close game. 2 really bad offenses, so it's going to be a defensive struggle.
And the Bears are on a 10-game losing streak on the road too, so that hurts them.
Ravens, I got the Ravens.
Right.
Besides the Bears and Vikings game, which was a monster showdown, which was a good game,
right,
the game of the week by far was the Packers and the Cowboys.
Right.
It seems like every time these teams get together, it's something special. And it always comes from that quarterback over in Green Bay. What was your thoughts on this game?
Well, Dak Prescott was also awesome that game.
Yes, he was fantastic.
Yeah, he had his great scrambling ability, and his arm had the Cowboys up 21-6 in the middle of the second quarter. But A-Rod and the Pack was going to make a comeback. Now, they have a rookie running back, Aaron Jones, a 5th-round pick from UTEP. He had 125 yards and a touchdown, which brought him back, which led to a play-action pass to Jordy Nelson in the red zone, wide open in the end zone, to put the Packers up 22-21.
Yes.
Now, the Cowboys had the ball later in the fourth quarter. They was up 24-22. Terrence Williams, wide receiver from the Cowboys, dropped the ball, dropped Dak Prescott right on the money, right into the arms of the Packers DB, Randall, for the pick 6.
Took it to the house.
So it's 28-24 Packers, but Dak brings his team down the field. He did the little option play with Zeke, but he kept the ball, ran for 11-yard touchdown. 1 minute and 13 seconds left on the clock.
You know what? They did everything they were supposed to do on that drive. They ran the ball. They milked the clock as far. They had the ball for like 8 minutes, over 8 minutes on that drive. They did everything possible to keep Aaron Rodgers off the field.
So you thought about that as soon as he scored that touchdown?
As soon as he scored the touchdown, it wasn't a fact. I'm like, I said, oh, it's a minute 13 left on the clock. Well, I know it's finna happen.
Right. So it was A-Rod time, right?
Yes.
And so the play of the game to me was when the Packers had the ball on the Cowboys' 31-yard line. It was 3rd and 8, and Aaron Rodgers goes back to pass, and 2 D linemen from the Cowboys break loose, and he gets away from both of them somehow and runs 20 yards for the first down, the 12-yard line, which led to the Devontae Adams perfect pass from Aaron Rodgers, fade pass in the end zone to put him up 35-31. Game over.
He's one of the greatest quarterbacks. He might be the most talented quarterback I've ever seen in my life. Like, there's been some great quarterbacks, so I'm not being disrespectful. It's arguable. You can say someone else. But from my own eyes, from what I have seen out of quarterbacks, he's the best I've ever seen, talent-wise.
Right.
Now, you can argue Tom Brady with the rings. I get that. But as far as talent-wise, somebody who's able to throw in the pocket, run, throw accurately, and is clutch, I've never seen nobody like Aaron Rodgers before.
Yeah, he's the greatest of all time.
What was NFL upsets? We had a really big upset.
Well, you called it. We're gonna talk about that one you called. All right.
Thank you very much.
The Jaguars beating the Steelers. I can never go with the Jaguars. They just like they did good one day, bad one day. But you trusted them, and they blew out the Steelers 30-9.
Well, it wasn't because of the offense. Blake Bortles didn't even throw 100 yards in the game.
Wow.
It was their defense. They picked Big Ben off 5 times, and it had Big Ben after the game saying, "I might not got it anymore." And I think he was full of it right there.
Right.
But their defense they were all over Big. They got 2 pick sixes in a row, and they pretty much put that game away. And Jacksonville, they destroyed the Texans, they destroyed the Ravens, and they destroyed the Steelers. They have 3 blowout victory. Now they lost to the Jets.
They did lose to the Jets.
And that's I don't know how that happened. But they 3 solid teams they dismantled defensively. So watch out for the Jaguars.
Watch out for them. It's hard for me to trust them though. They're 3-2. We'll see what they do with that.
And you're watching the nosebleed section. When we come back, we're gonna talk about NBA basketball. NBA is back. We'll be back.
You're watching the nosebleed section. My suggestion is keep it watching. It's a good show. Trust me. Or not.
Welcome back to the nosebleed section, sponsored by OpenMicProduction.net. I'm Zach Roach.
I'm Adewale.
Shout out to our big time producer, Mr. Kevin Winston. Man, NBA is back.
Yeah.
We've seen some preseason games, but the season is finna start right around the corner.
Tuesday.
Well, unfortunately, our home team right now is the Chicago Bulls.
Oh, man.
What are your thoughts on the Bulls for this upcoming season?
Well, they're tanking. and this Bulls team reminds me of that team when Jordan left after '98, and right before we got Elton Brand and Ron Artest.
Who was on our team? Corey Benjamin and
I don't think we had Corey Benjamin. We had Tony Kukoc. We had Brent Berry on the team.
We still have Ron Harper.
Ron Harper was still on the team. We had Dickie Simpkins and Bill Winnington.
Oh, Dickie Simpkins.
Yeah. So that's what this team reminds me of. Just a team that's going to win less than 20 games. And,
less than 20?
Yeah, less than 20. And I'm just looking for the draft lottery. I want us to get a high pick in the draft. Just lose as many games as possible.
Any players you like on the Bulls? Is any players you... Listen, there's really going to be nothing to like to watch about the Bulls, but is there any player on the Bulls team that you like, you know what, he might be okay?
That's a tough question.
Yes.
But a player that I like on the Bulls, I guess I'll say my favorite player is Bobby Portis. I hope he starts. I think he should have played more in that playoff series against Boston, but for some reason, Fred Hoiberg.
He loves Nico.
They love Nico, who wants to shoot 83s a game and only make 10 of them, and never shave his beard, you know what I'm saying? But, Yeah, Bobby Portis is one I'm looking forward to. Chris Dunn, that's another guy. I want to see if he can develop. They saying that Thibodeau held him back last year, and he has played well in the summer league. Even last year, his rookie year with the Timberwolves, he played very good with them. He was playing good with the Bulls in the summer league. Then he got hurt, or he had family issues or something like that. And so I want to see those two guys, Bobby Portis and Chris Dunn.
The players I'm looking forward to, I know he's hurt right now, so I don't know exactly when he's coming back. They're saying December, it could be January. I don't know when he's coming back. But Zach LaVine is a player. He's a player that averaged 20 points a game before he got hurt with Minnesota last year. He can shoot the three. He's a high flyer. He can dribble the ball really well, and he can pass. So that's a player I'm looking forward to. And I want to see the rookie, Lauren Market. I want to see that. I want to see what he's about. I hope he's just not a three-point shooter. I hope they just don't have him shooting threes. He's 7 foot. Hopefully he uses his size. I want to see him get like 8 to 10 rebounds a game as well. So I want to see what he can do. Chris Dunn is a great defender from what I've been told and what I've seen in the summer league, like you said. A couple preseason games. His defense is really good. So those are 3 players I am interested in seeing. So you have the Bulls winning no more than 20 games.
Right.
I agree. 15, 20, they probably go. Maybe the Nets will have a worse record.
Yeah, the Nets. There's a lot of weak teams in the East, so they might be able to get more than 20.
It's all about player development right now for the Bulls. That's what it's about. So you just hope these young players get better. Speaking of the Eastern Conference, big time season, a lot of transaction, a lot of moves. Well, from 2 teams, not that many teams in the East. What are your thoughts on the East?
On the Eastern Conference, well, you got 2 heavy hitters. You got the Celtics. They got Kyrie Irving. They have Gordon Hayward now. So those are 2 good additions. And, of course, the Cleveland Cavaliers with LeBron is still there. They got Rose. They got Isaiah Thomas, who's coming back from hip surgery. They still got Kevin Love and J.R. Dwayne Wade. So those 2 guys, 1-2 seed, they should be going at it in the playoffs, in the East Conference Finals.
What is there any team in the East that maybe they can do something? Maybe they can step up and do something. Is any team that you see like maybe a sleeper team?
A sleeper team in the East for me would be the Philadelphia 76ers.
Young, they got a lot of talent, a lot of young talent.
Yeah, I like Embiid. Simmons is finally about to play. They have Fultz, who they drafted in the first round. They signed J.J. Redick. That's good. So I believe if they can stay healthy, they still have Okafor on the team. If they can stay healthy, they should should make the playoffs and give whoever they play in the first round a good go at it.
And a team that I'm curious to see play, the big dogs. I want to see Milwaukee Bucks. Now, they got to be healthy. Jabari Parker's coming off of another ACL injury. We got to see how he's going to be. But we already know about the Greek Freak. I'm not going to try to say his name. His name is very hard to pronounce. I'm not going to front. But I'm interested to see, I'm curious to see Milwaukee play like a Celtic team or Wizard team in a 7-game series. I want to see how they do, because I want to see if Jason Kidd has them ready to make that next step. So I'm really watching the Milwaukee Bucks right now. I want to see what they're going to do. Now, we talked about that. We talked about the East. Give me your playoff teams for the East that you think are going to make the playoffs.
Playoff teams in the East. Well, of course, I have the Celtics. I have Cleveland at number 2. Whatever. The Raptors at number 3. The Bucks at 4. Wizards at 5. Heat at 6. 76ers at 7, and I got the Hornets sneaking in the bottom at number 8.
And we're very similar with the picks right here. Very, very similar. Except I have Cleveland number 1 in the East. I feel like this year the NBA, they got more days off this time. That's why they started the season early. So I feel like they're not going to rest as much. So LeBron is probably going to play more games, even though they saying he's questionable for the season opener due to an ankle injury right now.
Yeah, they still going to rest, man. He's a rebel. I think they're rebelling against that, but we'll see.
You got a lot of players in Cleveland trying to prove themselves right now. Derrick Rose is trying to get a new contract. He's trying to show the NBA that he still can play. Jeff Green's on the team. Dwayne Wade. So I feel like they're much deeper this year. Even though they lost Kyrie Irving, they don't have a player as good as Kyrie Irving. They're much deeper, and I think that'll help them win some more regular season games. Celtics number 2, no question. Kyrie Irving, he's going to be dynamite in the Celtics, no doubt about it. That's going to be a perfect fit. I think he's going to do real well. I got the Wizards number 3. I think John Wall is the best point guard in the East. I feel like he's going to elevate his game, and he's going to elevate that team. 3rd seed, Milwaukee. I got Milwaukee number 4.
Jabari Parker, hopefully give him that 20 points a game to stay healthy.
I got Milwaukee, absolutely. Toronto, I do not like Toronto, but they always make the playoffs.
Great regular season team.
They always make the playoffs. The Heat, the Hornets, and then the 76ers at number 8 that rounds it up.
Okay.
So the East is it's pretty much a two-man team. Let's just be honest about the situation.
Yeah, and the Milwaukee can't sneak up there. If Jabari's healthy, they can sneak around.
Yeah.
The Wizards seem like they don't have enough firepower. But yeah, it's a two.
So we pretty much agree that it's going to be the Celtics and the Cavaliers in the Eastern Conference Finals.
No doubt.
What's your West playoff teams?
West playoff teams, I got at Golden State Warriors at number 1, OKC at 2, Spurs 3, Houston 4, Minnesota with Jimmy Butler and friends at number 5, Clippers. I still think they're solid. They have Blake Griffin and DeAndre Jordan. They have them at 6, the Blazers at 7, and sneaking in at the bottom, the Denver Nuggets.
I don't know. Were you reading my brain before we came over here today?
No.
I don't know it because I got the same exact order: Warriors, Thunder, Spurs, Rockets, Timberwolves, Clippers, Trailblazers, and Nuggets. It's the same thing. A team that I am interested in the West is the Trailblazers.
Okay.
They have a dynamic backcourt. That's a team that I want to see if they're gonna make that next step with Damian Lillard. They and the other guard, what's his name?
Damian Lillard. They got Callahan.
Yeah.
Wait. McCullough.
CJ McCullough. There we go. Sorry, I forgot. Right. But CJ McCullough, they have a great backcourt. Evan Turner is giving them some minutes. So I'm curious to see how they're going to be. The Nuggets are building and building and building. They're building a lot of talent on that team. But
that's my sleeper team right there.
The Nuggets?
Yeah, they have Nikola Jokic,
Yes.
who was 4th in the league in triple-doubles last year. And they added Paul Millsap, the all-star from the East, to come join them. So I think they're going to really sneak up on some guys and get some wins.
yeah, the Nuggets. So I got the Nuggets in the AFC. So what's your Western Conference Finals?
Western Conference Finals, I'm going to go ahead with the Spurs and Golden State. I really like the Spurs because they was up 1-0 on the Golden State Warriors last year. They got swept.
They got swept. They were up 25 points.
Yeah.
And Kawhi Leonard got his foot stepped on by Zaza Pachulia.
Right. So I believe they're going to remember that, and they're going to go ahead and push for that Western Conference Finals spot and play the Warriors in the Western Conference Finals.
Definitely got the Warriors, but I got a different team. It's not going to be the Spurs. I think the Spurs, they are good, but I don't know if they're athletic enough for the Thunder. I don't think that's a good matchup for them, so I got the Warriors versus the Thunder. It's going to be Westbrook versus Kevin Durant in the Western Conference Finals, and it's going to be crazy.
Right. Yeah, I feel you. I couldn't pick the Thunder because of their bench. You know, they have Raymond Felton's off the bench. They got Patterson from the Toronto Raptors off the bench.
That was a good pickup because he's a guy who can shoot, come off the bench, and give him some outside shooting.
Right. So is that enough? It could be with that big 3 there. They got Adams still there.
Their starting lineup is really, really strong.
Right.
So who's going to be in the finals?
The finals is going to be Golden State versus the Celtics. That's my surprise.
Ooh.
I'm going with the Celtics because I just don't. Cleveland with the injuries. Like, I love Derrick Rose from Chicago. I was devastated when he tore his ACL with the Bulls, but he hasn't played a full season healthy since his MVP year with the Bulls, so I don't trust that. And then you got Isaiah Thomas come off of hip surgery. I don't trust that. You got D Wade who gets hurt all the time. He's looking washed up. Don't trust that. So Celtics, Gordon Hayward, Kyrie Irving. They also have Jason Tatum, who's a great sensational rookie. Marcus Smart off the bench. So they have Al Horford. They got a good team. I think they're going to make a trade. I think they're going to try to get a rebound. That's what they're missing, a rebounder.
Right.
I think they should try to get the Bulls Robin Lopez.
He'd be a good fit for them.
Yeah, because he was killing them in the paint in the playoffs.
Yeah,
just make a trade with the Bulls are tanking. We don't need Lopez. Give us a late first round pick or something and take Lopez, you know? And so I think the Celtics are going to upset the King James, which is kind of bold. I'm kind of scared about that pick, but I'm going to stick with it.
Hey, go with it. Hey, that's how you feel. I can't go with it. Listen, I'm not picking against the King. LeBron James, I can't do it. Not knees. It's just not. Even though you're right, the Celtics, instead of it being a 4 or 5 game series, it might go 6 or 7 this time around, but it's going to be part 4 to me. Round 4, Cavaliers versus the Warriors. Round 4, that's what it's going to be.
Okay.
But I will say that I am very much excited for this NBA season. There's a lot of moves, a lot of players, and a lot of teams that made moves. I just want to see how everything works out.
But now in the finals, when the Celtics played the Warriors, I'm picking the Warriors to win. Who you got? The Warriors or the Cavs?
I'm going Warriors.
Okay.
Warriors all day. Warriors, number 3 championship. 3 out of 4 years. They got a dynasty over there in Golden State right now.
Yeah, they have to. They have to win this.
And you're watching the Nosebleed section on OpenMicProduction.net. When we get back, we're going to talk about the Cubs and Nationals. We'll be back.
I don't want no problems, and I'm sure you don't either. So what I think you should do is go to openmicproduction.net. They got the shop, they got team crew, they got the lunchroom, they got the nosebleed section, they got all kind of stuff going on. They got Just King and his funky music. Hey, bro, I don't know who's over there doing it, but they're doing it. Whatever it is, they're doing it.
Welcome back to the Nosebleed section, sponsored by openmicproduction.net. I'm Zach Roach.
I'm Adewale.
Shout out to our #1 producer, Mr. Kevin Winston. The Cubs and the Nationals, Game 5, all the marbles on the line tomorrow against, you got Kyle Hendricks, the Cubs ace.
Okay.
They haven't decided who they're going to throw out there for the Nationals yet. My guess, it'll be Max Scherzer. What do you think is going to happen in this game?
I think Rizzo's going to come through. Bryant, everybody's going to definitely step up this game. And the Cubs are clutch. Dusty Baker, he doesn't have good luck in the playoffs. We're going to go ahead and get him out of there and play them Dodgers the next round.
I agree 100%. I'm riding with the Cubs. Like, we got to ride with the Cubs. We have no choice. Yeah. We got no choice. But Kyle Hendricks has been dominating the second half of the season as far as pitching. He has the best ERA in baseball in the playoffs for the last 3 seasons. So he's been fantastic, and I feel like I'm very comfortable with him on the mound. Now, Max Scherzer is a great pitcher, so more than likely he's going to be the one that's going to get the call for Game 5, but I think the Cubs will win another pitching dynamite, because it's been nothing but pitching in the series. No one's really hitting. Every game has been very close and it's been very tight. Go Cubs.
Right.
NFL preview. We talked about some big games that happened last week, but we got this one. The Chiefs, undefeated. Still undefeated, 5-0. Right now, for everything it's worth, if the season ended today, Alex Smith is MVP.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, they're playing against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Who you got in this game?
Well, yeah, the Chiefs also got a great running back, Hunt, over there. He can get Rookie of the Year. And so the Steelers, they look really bad this season. They lost to the Bears, they lost to the Jaguars. Big Ben just threw 5 interceptions. He's contemplating should he still play it, if he still got it or not.
Yes. That's a ploy. We know that, though.
Right. So he's going to Kansas City. And he has to play those guys, man. I'm going with the Chiefs. Even though the Chiefs, they got to fall off at some point, right? They're not going to go 16-0. But the Steelers, they coming in. Also, the Steelers beat the Chiefs in the playoffs last year and kicked them out. And the Chiefs are going to remember that. I'm going to go ahead with Kansas City 24-17.
The Kansas City is really playing some good football right now. Offensively, defensively, their quarterback has been fantastic right now. But I'm going to stick with the Chiefs. I thought about picking the Steelers because this is one of them games with Pittsburgh. Every time Pittsburgh has a bad game and it just look awful, you know what's going to happen next game. Mike Tomlin usually has those guys ready to go.
Right. But
I think right now the Chiefs are a little bit too much for them to handle. They got to figure out the Le'Veon Bell and Big Ben situation. They got to get that offense going. And trying to get your offense going against the Chiefs is not the way to go.
Right. You ain't lying.
Yeah. You got any upsets that you think is going to happen this week?
Well, my upset special right now is the Arizona Cardinals. I'm going to pick them. They've been playing horrible this season. They look really bad. But
time for Carson Palmer to retire.
Yeah, he's looking awful. But they're playing at home against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, that's your Buccaneers. You think they're going to make the playoffs and everything.
Well, I don't know. That kicking situation, that kicking situation is horrendous right now.
Yeah, so I'm going ahead and I'm going to pick the Arizona Cardinals over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 28-17.
That's a good pick. I'm going to pick the Saints over the Lions.
Oh, okay.
I think I like the way the Saints the last 2 weeks, their defense is playing a lot better than when it started out at the beginning of the season when Minnesota just absolutely just sliced and diced them all down the field and destroyed them. But the last 2 games, they beat the Panthers. And I feel like they're on the right. They're going in the right direction.
They shut out the Dolphins 20-0.
That's not that hard, though. That's why I didn't say that, because I know the Dolphins, they getting shut out by everybody. But I think the Saints will beat the Lions. The Lions might be reeling. That was a tough loss for them against the Panthers. So I'm going to pick the Saints 28-21 over the Lions.
Okay.
We talked about the NBA. We talked about who's going to win the championship, but let's talk individual. Who do you think in the NBA is going to be the Rookie of the Year?
Rookie of the Year, I got that guy from North Carolina State, Dennis Smith Jr. with Dallas Mavericks.
He is nice. He's gonna be nice.
Yeah, a lot of Knicks fans are mad that they didn't draft him. But yeah, he's good, man. He can shoot. He has a nice vertical. He's gonna be exciting. You know, Mark Cuban is excited to have him. You know, Dirk's excited to have him. They're gonna let that guy do his thing. I think he's a sleeper rookie of the year. That's my pick.
I can't argue with that one. I think he's going to be. He reminds me of a young Derrick Rose. That's to me. He resembles a lot. He reminds me a lot of Derrick Rose, and I feel like he's gonna be fantastic in Dallas. But my rookie of the year is gonna be Lonzo Ball. I know Lonzo Ball's been in the headlines because his father, but Lonzo Ball. One thing he's gonna do for the Lakers is he's gonna get everybody involved, and the Lakers are gonna be a very, very exciting team. And I feel like they're not gonna make the playoffs this year, but I think they're gonna be really, really close. So I think Lonzo Ball will get the rookie of the year because I think he's gonna lead all rookies in assists and in steals.
And he might be lead the league. He might be one of the league leaders in assists this season.
That's very possible. Very, very possible. Who's your sixth man of the year, you think?
I'm going with Jamal Crawford, the former Bull. He with Tibbs in Minnesota. They got a nice bench. They got Taj Gibson off the bench too. But I'm going to go with Jamal Crawford to get that sixth man of the year.
Listen, as long as Jamal Crawford's NBA, I'm always picking him. That's just what it is. Like, he's the best sixth man. He's the guy that's going to come off the bench. He can give you 25 in 5 minutes.
Right. He's going to get checks. He's going to get hot.
He goes off. He still got handles. He's 37, 38 years old, and still is an incredible scorer. Like, that is pretty amazing at his age, the way he can able to score.
Right.
What coach are you looking for this year?
Okay, well, you know what? If Jabari Parker stays healthy, I'm going with Jason Kidd. I think the Milwaukee Bucks can press up there in a top 3 seed, win the playoff series, maybe put the pressure on the Cavs or the Celtics in the second round, and I think he can steal that Coach of the Year award.
I'm going with Tom Thibodeau.
Okay.
I'm going with the Minnesota. I think Minnesota will make the playoffs, and they will win a playoff series this year. They will win a playoff series.
That's going to be tough, man.
They're second round.
What seed you got them at? You got them at the
4th seed.
The 4th seed playing Houston in the first round?
I think talent-wise, they will win a playoff series, and I think, but as far as the regular season, you got to look at from where they started. Tibbs first year was last year. You know, they wasn't that good, but the development of the players. Now you want to see Towns and Wiggins play good. If they get all them playing good and they can get in those playoffs and really be a player in those playoffs, I think Tibbs could get that Coach of the Year award.
Right.
What player, now, comeback player of the year, this player's, I don't know if it's comeback, sometimes players is good, but they don't just get noticed, but what player are you looking for who might get that comeback player of the year award?
A player, I was kind of knocking him earlier, but Derrick Rose. I think he can go to Cleveland and go out there and average maybe close to a dub, because Isaiah Thomas, he's going to be out for the first half of the season, so D. Rose can go out there and say, hey, look, I'm keeping this spot. I'm not starting. You're not finna put me on the bench, all right?
Yes.
So and stay in there, and hopefully he can stay healthy. The guy from Chicago, so he can definitely get that comeback player of the year.
I don't know what's going on, but I agree with you. I think it's going to be Derrick Rose. Some's telling me he's going to stay healthy most of the season. He's going to play 70 games this year, and the way he's looked is preseason, so I don't like getting excited about preseason. I never do. But his body looks great right now. He's running the way he's running the court, throwing assists. If he's doing that, he definitely will be comeback player of the year. Possible he might make the All-Star team this year. It's possible. Right. Very possible. He might be Cleveland's second best player right now. Right. Especially with Kyrie Irving out.
It's all about health.
It's all about health.
That's why I picked the Celtics to beat him, because I don't know if they can stay healthy, but if he does, they'll be legit.
The biggest award of them all. Russell Westbrook averaged a triple-double last year and won the MVP. Steph Curry 2 years in a row before that. Who you think is going to be MVP this year?
Well, after the Celtics beat the LeBron in the Eastern Conference Finals, you're going to have to give it to Kyrie, because they give it MVP now at the end of the season, right? And so Kyrie Irving, MVP.
You got to win an MVP next season.
MVP, yes.
Wow, that's how you introduce yourself to Boston.
Right.
Go out there and win MVP, and that's how you introduce yourself. I'm going with Kevin Durant.
Okay.
I think he's got that year under his belt with Golden State. Now they might look at him like, well, you can play with a good team, but I think Kevin Durant is going to really excel this year. Now he knows what he's doing. He's familiar with all the players. His rebounding numbers are going to be high, 8-9 rebounds. He's going to be scoring, and he's going to be very efficient. And Golden State's going to have the best record in the NBA. I'm going Kevin Durant.
Okay.
And you've been watching the Nosebleed section of OpenMicProduction.net. I'm Zach Roach.
I'm Adewale.
Shout out to our big-time producer, Mr. Kevin Winston. Until then, we'll see you next week.
Hey, I'm the Lunchbox. From the lunchroom, the podcast. Well, anyway, this is my commercial to tell you this is the perfect time for you to come check us out. Please.